Let's drive here into the afternoon, and at this time it is my pleasure to welcome Stephen Lay to the stage to speak to us about ENV-OCATION. And Stephen came all the way from the UK, so not quite as far as Egypt, but pretty far indeed. Stephen has served as the district governor in Cornwall and West Devon. Actually, he's done it twice. And to all those past district governors in the room, including Martin, stay tuned. You might get around too. So please join me in welcoming Stephen.
Good afternoon, conference. Average. Good afternoon, conference. That's so much better. Warning, I've only got 20 minutes and I'm off script already. Now, Rotary in Great Britain and Ireland, we have a youth competition called Youth Speaks, where we encourage public speaking across the whole of the British Isles. And for me, that is the absolute best day of the year, listening to these accomplished speakers. The speakers this morning made my best Rotary day in the last 3 years. Youth Speaks. It also makes my absolute worst day of the Rotary year, because I have to get up and speak after them. Okay, confession, I'm not qualified to talk to you on the environment, but during my district governor journey and other journeys in Rotary, I have picked up tips and tricks that help make your events and your projects better. And that's what I'm going to pass on to you today, I hope. Now, what really interests me in Rotary is vocational service, because if we dig deep into that, we can find ways of getting Rotarians to do more with a smile on their face. And also, another interest of mine is strengthening Rotary. And by that I mean getting our message out there and getting more people to join our marvelous organization. Once I asked, what is the job description for a district governor? And they said, motivate and inspire. Simple. But doesn't that apply to just about every one of us who is trying to achieve something within Rotary? I believe it does. Now, any one Rotarian can have an idea. And that idea has a very good chance of maturing because you're in Rotary. You take it to your club adopts it. You take it to adjacent clubs, they adapt it. You've got a district, and a global organization can really make your project sing and work. Now, we have got a massive, massive resource of people who are there ready to serve, to change lives. The presidential theme, as we see up there, is there to motivate and inspire you to do more. Do more. I meddle. I'm going to change that to more service to change more lives. And then we got DG Martin's theme of the year. His is one step at a time. Is he a runner or something? Well, I'm going to change that as well. Sorry, Martin. Take one more step, because it's blooming hard work putting on an event or doing project work, but going that one step further can reap dividends like nothing else. And I'll give you a few examples later on. Okay, I've started meddling with things. Right, the four-way test. You all know what it is. Not for me. I've got the five-way test. Do you know what the fifth is? What's in it for Rotary? Because whatever we do, we should be thinking, how do we strengthen what we're doing? And that's another step. Okay, we are here to serve. We serve to change lives. Let's have a look quickly at the avenues of service that we have. There are 5 avenues of service, as you probably already know. There's an odd one out there. Any ideas which the odd one out is? I've got a clue. It was in the title. 4 of those avenues of service are needs-driven. You heard from Shelterbox today. It's all about international service. There's a need, you go out and you help. Vocational service, what's that about though? It isn't needs-driven. That's all about you. There's the RI definition. It's all about using your expertise, or let's say your classification, to help with problems within the society. I think that's far too restrictive, especially when we look at what expertise means. It's your expert skill. Let's take an example. A deep sea diver. Classification, deep sea diver. Comes to live in Cochrane. How is he going to use his expertise as a deep sea diver addressing societal problems? Ain't going to work. Let's carry on meddling and changing things, because that's what I enjoy doing. I like to redefine what vocational service is all about. It's about you, you, and you. It's what we've got in us, what we've got in our hearts. Because through life, you've acquired interests. Register that word, interests. Something that interests you. You've got your hobbies. You've got other interests. You've got skills. You've got compassion and passion and empathy. All things which motivate you. Okay, in the workplace, you've built up skills, spreadsheets, whatever, which you can bring to a project. But these are all things that can spark the interest of a fellow Rotarian. It really can. But deep down, you've got something else, and I call it the wherewithal. Throughout life, you have built up contacts, networks. You've got friends. You've got networks outside of Rotary, in the workplace, even through suppliers. All people that you can call on to bring into your project, into your event. And that's what I call the wherewithal. Where am I? Cochrane. So we've done the deep sea diver. We've done wherewithal. You've also got influence. You've got influence within these networks. It's up to you to motivate and inspire and bring people in to help to strengthen Rotary. Let me give you an example. I live very close to the children's hospice at home, and they came through to me the other day and said, we have a life-limited child, he's only got 2 or 3 months, and he is mad about Tesla cars. Do you know anybody in Rotary who can give him a day of his short life? I did. I know a Rotarian very well. That Rotarian was having mental health issues. He had not been to Rotary for 2.5 years, and he was on the point of leaving. He was contacted. That Rotarian jumped to the challenge. He said, no problem, I'll be there. He thought, my Tesla is the Model S. This young man wants the Model X. The doors go up and down and open, it bounces and sings and all the rest of it. The Model X, the Model S turned up at the children's hospice, and that young man had a day of his short life. That young man's sibling was there, and we gave him a day, a happy memories to remember for the rest of his life. But it went further. That Rotarian who had mental health issues, that Rotarian who was about to leave, didn't. He stayed. He had been reinvigorated because he'd been asked to do something that was of interest to him. How do I know this? Because that Rotarian is talking to you today. Right, back to that diver, the deep sea diver. That deep sea diver had something in his heart. He took an idea to his Rotary Club, the Rotary Club of Helston Lizard in Cornwall. They adopted it. The district adopted it. Rotary in Great Britain and Ireland adopted it. Rotary International adopted it, and they were on display at convention in 2002. And you guys here have raised $100,000 towards Shelterbox in the last year. I am talking about the deep sea diver, Tom Henderson, bottom right, who started all of this. And he could only start it with Rotary being part of a global organization and knowing what's in the hearts of his fellow Rotarians. We were also told that you had raised $916,000 since 2010. When are you going to get it to $1 million? Right. We all have problems, don't we, persuading others to do work for us? Something that I have found so powerful is this. Change the story, make it personal, make it emotive. You can do it. And I'm going to give you an example of how to change it. District governors have got to pass on a message to the membership. I had a real problem about one topic that I've got to pass on. And this is what I said to my Rotarians in my district about polio. Fellow Rotarians, I've got polio fatigue. Nobody thanks me for what I'm doing. We're told we're this close to ending Rotary. We've been told it for the last 25 years. I am proud of Rotary, but if I see anything about polio in the press, it doesn't mention our name. And what I told them is, and their jaw dropped, I said, I'm not going to say another word about polio. And I sat down. And behind me, the curtains opened.
We have been invited to talk to you this evening about polio and how you are this close to eradicating it from the world. In Youth presentations, we would like to involve our audience. So, Rotarians, if you see any of us doing this, please could you also do this? Can you show us now? We want to be sure that you are really listening.
Come on, pitch in.
Very good. I am a little surprised that we are asked to tell you about polio eradications. After all, it was through Rotary and Rotarians that the story started in the first place.
I would like to thank each one of you Rotarians for what you have done in helping to eradicate polio. Thank you on behalf of all the children in the far-to-reach parts of the world, from Afghanistan, Pakistan, India and Nigeria. We wish to say an almighty thank you to each and every one of you for what you have done, for giving them the chance to be free from polio with their friends and families. This evening, I hope we have reminded you what brilliant things you have achieved through your hard work in eradicating polio and your global good work. The entire world will benefit from this victory, and you, the Rotarians, will be responsible for seizing this opportunity of a lifetime. We call on you to make the most of this final window of opportunity and fully support polio eradication through to the end. Together, we can create a brighter future for the world's children, beginning with a future free from polio. Rotary, you are this close.
Come on.
Rotary, please close this. Okay? Let's do that together. Rotary, you are this close. Rotary, please close this. Okay?
And it gets better. But that totally reinvigorated our membership. Giving went up, interest went up, it was fantastic. You don't have to do the talking yourself. Like Jade, she is motivated. She can talk anybody into anything. Get somebody else to do it. And that just takes me briefly onto youth service. And this was a wake-up thing when I realized what was happening. Youth service is all about us helping people, young people to achieve their potential. But think about it. What have those people, young people, done for us? Those young people have helped us achieve our potential. So powerful. The next clip I'm about to show you is the most powerful polio presentation I have ever seen. We invited one of those girls back 4 years later to chair a conference 90-minute polio session. You see, we've gone a step further. We haven't just given them a certificate after they won the District Youth Speaks. We've given them an opportunity, one step after another.
The first time I spoke to you about polio eradication was in 2013, when I helped launch the Trewithen Dairy Pint for Change initiative. You then raised £10,000, which was made up to around £30,000 by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The second time we met was at your district assembly last year, and now I am back again to reinforce the message of the hopes of children worldwide, the important task Rotary has of eradicating polio. I know you are another year older, and I do understand that remembering things becomes more difficult. But I hope you will remember the hand signals I showed you last time.
Hand signal?
Let's put your memories to the test. I said that you were this close to eliminating polio. I asked you to carry on and close that gap, okay?
Powerful, eh? Brilliant. That reinvigorated her. We reinvigorated Rotarians, and we gave Ava an opportunity. That quote at the beginning, the best polio presentation I've seen, wasn't mine. We had an RI director there from Australia who said that. And do you know what he did? 17-year-old Ava was invited to Australia, to a Rotary convention, to do exactly the same thing. One step further, we can achieve so much more. I just introduce you in a moment to another young lady, Emily Stevenson. This is an example of we don't have to do the work, we don't have to talk to encourage people. We can enable somebody else to do what they're passionate about and we want to achieve. Emily first came to the notice of us and to the world media because she graduated from Plymouth University in marine biology. Her dress was made out of chip packets that she had recovered from beach cleans, and some of those packets were older than she was. Emily talked the talk, walks the walk, and you know what's so important in environmental aspects? She's so diplomatic, and it's about collaboration. This is Emily.
District Governor Martin, it is my absolute pleasure to address your conference today. My name is Emily Stevenson, and I'm the co-founder of an organisation called Beach Guardian. And I'll go on to explain a bit about what Beach Guardian is, what we do, and how Rotary have supported us. But I'm also, as I say, currently studying with the University of Exeter for my PhD researching how microplastics impact human health. So Beach Guardian, what is it? Well, it's a marine conservation non-government organisation that aims to empower communities like Rotarians, but specifically to tackle plastic waste and protect the environment that we're so lucky to be surrounded by. And the work that we do can be divided into a few key areas. So we work very closely within the community and bringing vulnerable people together through things like beach cleans and volunteering opportunities. And Rotarians, for a large number of years, have been supporting us through this by joining us on volunteering expeditions. So another thing that Beach Guardian does is we work within schools and provide an educational workshop to make sure that young people are supported and have the knowledge that they need to feel empowered enough to tackle environmental issues. And Rotarians have helped us as well with this through their various contacts and networks. And then another area that we work in is working with community groups like Rotarians to really raise awareness of the plight of the environment. And this is really how Rotary could help us further, you today, because I remember Throughout lockdown, one of the highlights was that there was 1 week where from my bedroom, I ventured to Kenya, Ghana, Jamaica, North America, South America. I went global just from visiting Zoom calls to Rotarians. In fact, you may have seen I joined a Rotary conference in, now I'm going to absolutely butcher this pronunciation, Newfoundland? I apologise. I butchered it during the conference as well. So I've been all over the world just talking to Rotarians. So if any of you would like me to come and talk to your club about what we do here in Cornwall to protect the environment and what you could do more to help, especially as Rotary has now this new area, this 7th area of focus, the environment, that would really help us. So the only question left to ask is, Stephen, why has nobody asked me to be a Rotarian yet? Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Did you get the message? I did. But here is a real opportunity to have a cause-based Rotary Club. Emily has a following of hundreds who could all come in, young people. I didn't say what we did. We identified her after a conference. So impressed were we that we nominated her for the Young Citizen of the Year award in the British Isles, and for the very prestigious highest youth award you can get, the Diana Award. She was awarded both. She was taken to the local, and they were broadcast around the world. She was taken to the local television station to be interviewed, get film clips, etc., etc. She impressed the local television studio so much that she is now a regular contributor and reporter on environmental matters across the country and across the world. And that's the sort of thing you can do by just going the extra step, thinking outside of the box. You can do it. I have almost finished. No, I haven't. I've got to go back and get a Rotary Club for her. This is what I've been trying to get across to you today. And these are the things that I think of when I'm doing any project. Change the story, make it personal, make it emotive. Can you do more by going one step further? And what's in it for Rotary? And never forget the fundamental of Rotary, and that is have fun. Thank you. Bye.
Well, that was impressive. Here I was thinking to myself, you're doing okay up here, but no. Stephen, you did that fantastic. Thank you so much for that. We have questions. So, Mike, step to it.
Okay.
One thing that occurred to me, Stephen, as I listened to Emily and Jade and the kids from Canmore from Snow School, it's not coming to me, sorry, it's gone. It's somewhere under this hat. Is that one of the things that Rotary can do, I think, is help to connect all these youth around the world to share their stories and their entrepreneurialism.
I think that is superb. I've already spoken to Jade. I'd like to speak to the Rotary Club of Cochrane and just seed a few ideas, because I said to Jade, I met you 4 years ago. That's when I met Emily. She was 19 at the time. They're so similar. And do you know what, Jade? Diplomacy, hardworking. Yes, maybe we can go a step further and join them together.
Question at the back of the room.
It's not a question. The reason you're not getting any questions is your presentation was so powerful and so complete that it's just left us in awe. In fact, you got about a 1/3 standing O. We should all stand up and clap.
All right. Well, that was truly exceptional, Stephen. Thank you very, very much for that. Tremendous passion. I can see why they had you be the DG twice.
I couldn't
Martin,
say
you
no.
weren't in the room when I mentioned that you might have to go around a second time, eh? So, the shelter box donation on behalf of Stephen is sponsored by the Rotary Club of Raymond.